Well, we're doing a Canal cruise. Cost us $20 and then about $20 each, and then like $8 at the store for juice and cheese.
Yeah.
Because we're not a cheese and wine person. Even though that was one of the things, was a cheese and wine boat tour. So we have cheese and juice. But yeah. Last time I was on one of these boats, it was in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to put this together because I didn't bring the camera because I wasn't necessarily sure if we were going to do one of these or not. But I think once we got into the sun and walked around, Aaron was like, yeah. Got to open the cheese.
Because it was inflating.
Right. But anyways, yes, I will have more stuff from the other side of the phone and whatnot.
And if an emergency situation arises, the captain will distribute them and give you instructions. Remember, this is a non-smoking cruise.
When you exit the boat, please check and double check that you have all your belongings. Your captain is here to assist you. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the cruise.
Just an empty feet's flat now.
Ships in Amsterdam's harbor. They come from all over the world, entering the harbor through the North Sea Canal.
The Eiffel Museum is located in North Amsterdam, a city suburb. It's the Whiteville of the unique architecture. North Amsterdam, as well as other areas around the A, are being developed rapidly with a modern flair. You'll find many interesting buildings popping up as Amsterdam continues to grow.
I forgot how ridiculously American they've made the English voice.
But also their flags back and forth for free. But it's not the only way. Got a car? You can drive from the city center over to North Amsterdam through the A tunnel, which runs under the lake. Many types of transportation converge here at the harbor. Boats, buses, streetcars, trains.
Nice little new section. They got the bike garage underneath there.
Thousands of regional and international trains come and go through this major transportation hub.
This is the river cruise boats. There's like 3 of them parked here.
And an outstanding view of the A. Its construction is part of a movement to bring some of the city back to the waterfront. As more locks and artificial islands were built, the city of Amsterdam has become landlocked.
Oh, there's only 2 of them here. But yeah, they're just
actively developing this new, lively area at the waterfront.
Into just how small and cramped sailing conditions were.
The building was renovated and reopened in 2011. A beautiful domed glass roof was installed over the spacious inner courtyard. The roof is shaped like a compass rose, And during the day, you can look up and see lines like those on an old map. After dark, hundreds of tiny LED lights blink on, creating the illusion of a starry night.
The museum is well worth a visit and contains shipping and sailing artifacts and collections of maps, weapons, model ships, as well as paintings of naval officers and dramatic sea battles. As Dutch explorers traveled to the East and West Indies and other faraway places, they brought back exotic plants and seeds, including the tulip, the potato, and tobacco, all of which are now considered common. The Botanical Gardens collection has grown to contain thousands of specimens, from the common to the very rare. Nearby, you'll find Wertheim Park, one of Amsterdam's oldest public parks. This picturesque green area is home to the Auschwitz Memorial, a series of broken mirrors.
That's Ortis. That one right here on the edge, with that has all the cactuses in there. It was like nice. That one's really cool. And then I walked in the other one, and it was just like, oh, let's go from like 20 to 90% humidity in the course of the little sliding door. Poor camerahead. The poor camera has no idea what to do.
The area we're sailing through was originally part of the Jewish neighborhood. During the Spanish Inquisition, Sephardic Jews from Spain and Portugal fleeing persecution found refuge in Amsterdam. The 17th century brought a second wave of Jewish immigrants. This time they came from Central and Eastern Europe, and most were very poor. They were attracted by good work prospects and the freedom to practice their religion. Before long, Amsterdam had the largest Jewish population in Europe.
Unfortunately, World War II changed that. As the war approached, 80,000 Jews lived in Amsterdam. By the time the war was ended, there were only 5,000 left. Still, their early influence has continued. The city has grown rich by Jewish culture and the knowledge and skills they brought. For example, as traders, diamond cutters, and tobacco processors.
Although Jews were free to practice their religion, they were excluded from the Christian-based guild system. Guilds were associations made up of craftsmen or merchants that shared.
Many times, Aaron and I have walked over that bridge and looked over.
Otherwise referred to as the famous Skinny Bridge, stretches all the way across the Amstel River. Of Amsterdam's 1,500 or so bridges, this is the most famous. It dates back to the 17th century and was likely a narrow footbridge. Since then, it's been reconstructed more than once and grown wider with age. Legend has it that whoever you kiss while passing under the bridge will be your true love for life.
So, ladies and gents, we're on the Amstel River, the river that gave its name to Amsterdam, the dam in the River Amstel. The Hermitage is now part of the Amsterdam Museum. We're going to pass underneath.
We just went down. This is a really expensive hotel.
3,500 to 6,000.
3,500 to 6,000 a night. Oh look. I believe that's the Amstel Hotel. Now we're heading back north, and we're probably gonna swing back around. I mean, we've already been at this a little while. It's just nice to sit and, I mean, I don't even know when we departed.
you can see we have a lot of houseboats, especially here on the Amstel. Maybe you're thinking, oh, it'd be nice to live here. I hope you have maybe 800,000 euros spare in that case. The boat itself is probably worth maybe at the most 200,000-300,000 euros. We paid for the mooring. When it started in the 70s, it was a nice cheap way to live, and now it's very desirable, very expensive. We have some beautiful gables. Of course, Amsterdam famous for the gabled houses. You see on the rooftops at the top white beams sticking out with hooks on them. This was originally to hoist the goods up into the warehouses. But even now, if you move house or you buy a new washing machine, or piano, or furniture that doesn't come from
Space for Jewish settlers. At the time, it was called Fluyenberg for Flooding Island. Over time, the name morphed into Fluyenberg for Flea Island, and the bustling market held here was called the Flea Market.
For centuries, Jewish traders sold their wares here. The market continues to operate and is now known as the largest flea market in the Netherlands. From attack. From here, that soldiers armed with long bows and crossbows and early firearms from arquebuses can watch over the wide expanses below.
The tower's white spire and clocks were added a century later. They were designed by Hendrik de Keyser, an architect whose work can be seen around Amsterdam, and who you're certain to hear more about on this cruise. The clocks couldn't keep time, and the tower's bells rang out randomly, so locals gave it the nickname Silly Jack.
Not long after the spire and clocks were added, the tower began to list to one side. With some effort, it was pulled to rights. You might be wondering why so many buildings in the city tip to one side or the other. The ground in Amsterdam, a mix of peat, sand, and soil, is very soft. Because of this, buildings were generally designed to be as light as possible. None were very tall, and they often had lots of windows. For stability, they were built on a bed of wooden piles driven as deep as 15 meters. That's 45 feet into the ground. But if these piles were exposed to the air, they began to rot, and the buildings they supported sank and shifted. Today, water levels in and around the city are carefully controlled to minimize rotting. When new piles are needed, they're made of concrete. Still, you'll see many a house with a sideways tilt.
The Montelandstoren was a place where sailors gathered before setting out to sea. The journeys were long and difficult, and not everyone returned. Legend has it that the women who loved them also came here to say goodbye, perhaps forever.
That's
Universal Secrets fraud.
that's just fucking yuppies.
heading back to where our tour began. As we draw closer to the mouth of the Amstel River, where Amsterdam was first established, let's move back in time once more. Again, we see the large Baroque-style St. Nicholas Church, named after the patron saint of seafaring. After the Protestant Reformation, Catholics were not allowed to practice their Catholic rights to and this church was built shortly after.
Let's move further back to the 17th century, when Amsterdam was one of the wealthiest and most powerful cities in Europe. At that time, the round Schreier's Tower that sits in front of St. Nicholas Church had already been standing at the city's edge for 200 years.